Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Caroline Dunst is an American-German actress, singer, and model. She made her film debut in Woody Allen's short film Oedipus Wrecks for the anthology New York Stories. At the age of 12, Dunst gained widespread recognition playing the role of vampire Claudia in Interview with the Vampire, a performance for which she was nominated for a Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actress. She appeared in Little Women the same year and in Jumanji the following year to further acclaim. After supporting roles in the NBC medical drama ER and films such as Wag the Dog, Small Soldiers and The Virgin Suicides, Dunst transitioned into romantic comedies and comedy dramas, starring in Drop Dead Gorgeous, Bring It On, Get Over It and Crazy Beautiful. Dunst achieved international fame as a result of her portrayal of Mary Jane Watson in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy, 2002-2007. Since then, her films have included the romantic comedy Wimbledon, 2004, the science fiction romantic comedy drama Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, 2004, and Cameron Crowe's tragicomedy Elizabethtown, 2005. She played the title role in Sofia Coppola's Marie Antoinette, 2006, and starred in the comedy film How to Lose Friends and Alienate People, 2008. She won the Best Actress award at the Cannes Film Festival and the Saturn Award for Best Actress for her performance in Lars von Trier's Melancholia, 2011. In 2001, Dunst made her singing debut in the film Get Over It, in which she performed 2 songs. She also sang the jazz song After You've Gone for the end credits of the film The Cat's Meow, 2001.
Early life.
Dunst was born in Point Pleasant, New Jersey, to Inez, née Ruprecht, and Klaus Dunst. She has a younger brother, Christian. Her father worked as a medical services executive, and her mother was an artist and one-time gallery owner. Dunst's father is German, originally from Hamburg, and Dunst's mother, who was born in New Jersey, is of German and Swedish descent. Until the age of 11, Dunst lived in Brick Township, New Jersey, where she attended Ranney School. In 1993, her parents separated, and she subsequently moved with her mother and younger brother to Los Angeles, California, where she attended Laurel Hall School in North Hollywood. In 1995, her mother filed for divorce. The following year Dunst began attending Notre Dame High School, a private Roman Catholic high school in Los Angeles. After graduating from Notre Dame High School in 2000, Dunst continued the acting career that she had begun. As a teenager, she found it difficult to deal with her rising fame, and for a period she blamed her mother for pushing her into acting as a child. However, she later expressed that her mother always had the best intentions. When asked if she had any regrets about the way she spent her childhood, Dunst said, "Well, it's not a natural way to grow up, but it's the way I grew up and I wouldn't change it. I have my stuff to work out. I don't think anybody can sit around and say, my life is more screwed up than yours. Everybody has their issues."
Career. Early work.
Dunst began her career when she was 3 years old as a child fashion model in television commercials. She was signed with Ford Models and Elite Model Management. At the age of 6, she made her film debut in a minor role in Woody Allen's short film Oedipus Wrecks that was released as one-third of the anthology New York Stories, 1989. Soon after, she landed a small role with Tom Hanks in The Bonfire of the Vanities, 1990, as the daughter of Hanks' character. In 1993, Dunst played Hedrill in Dark Page, the 7th episode of the 7th season of Star Trek, The Next Generation.
Critical success.
The breakthrough role in Dunst's career came in Interview with the Vampire, a 1994 film based on Anne Rice's novel, in which she played the child vampire Claudia, a surrogate daughter to Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt's characters in the film. The film received ambivalent reviews, but many film critics complimented Dunst's performance. Roger Ebert commented that Dunst's creation of the child vampire Claudia was one of the creepier aspects of the film, and mentioned her ability to convey the impression of great age inside apparent youth. Todd McCarthy in Variety noted that Dunst was just right for the family. The film featured a scene in which Dunst shared her first on-screen kiss with Pitt, who was 18 years her senior. In an interview with Interval magazine, she revealed, while questioned about her kissing scene with Pitt, that kissing him had made her feel uncomfortable. "I thought it was gross, that Brad had cooties. I mean, I was 10. Her performance earned her the MTV Movie Award for Best Breakthrough Performance, the Saturn Award for Best Young Actress, and her first Golden Globe Award nomination. Later in 1994, Dunst appeared in the adaptation of the drama Little Women opposite Winona Ryder and Claire Danes. The film received favorable reviews. Critic Janet Maslin of the New York Times wrote that the film was the greatest adaptation of the novel and remarked on Dunst's performance, "The perfect contrast to Take Charge Joe comes from Kirsten Dunst's scene stealing Amy, whose vanity and twinkling mischief make so much more sense coming from an 11-year-old vixen than they did from grown-up Joan Bennett in 1933. Ms. Dunst, also scarily effective as the baby bloodsucker of Interview with a Vampire, is a little vamp with a big future." In 1995, she appeared in the fantasy-adventure film Jumanji, loosely based on Chris Van Allsburg's 1981 book of the same name. The story is about a supernatural and ominous board game which makes the animals and other jungle hazards appear upon each roll of the dice. She was part of an ensemble cast that included Robin Williams, Bonnie Hunt, and David Alan Grier. The movie grossed $262 million worldwide. That year, and again in 2002, she was named one of People magazine's 50 Most Beautiful People. In 1996, Dunst had a recurring role in the third season of the NBC medical drama ER. She portrayed a child prostitute, Charlie Camingo, taken under the guidance of Dr. Doug Ross, played by George Clooney. In 1997, she was the voice of young Anastasia in the animated musical film Anastasia. Also in 1997, Dunst appeared in the political satire Wag the Dog, opposite Robert De Niro and Dustin Hoffman. The following year she was the voice of the title character, Key, a 13-year-old apprentice who leaves her home village to spend a year on her own, in the anime movie Key's Delivery Service, 1998. Dunst was offered the role of Angela in the 1999 drama film American Beauty, but turned it down because she did not want to appear in the film's suggestive sexual scenes or kiss co-star Kevin Spacey. She later explained, "When I read it, I was 15 and I don't think I was mature enough to understand the script's material." That same year, she appeared in the comedy Dick, alongside Michelle Williams. The film is a parody retelling the events of the Watergate scandal which led to the resignation of U.S. President Richard Nixon. In Sofia Coppola's drama film The Virgin Suicides, 1999, Dunst played the role of troubled adolescent Lux Lisbon. The film was screened as a special presentation at the 43rd San Francisco International Film Festival in 2000. The movie received generally favorable reviews, and San Francisco Chronicle critic Peter Stack noted in his review that Dunst beautifully balances innocence and wantonness. In 2000, she played Torrance Shipman, the captain of a cheerleading squad in Bring It On. The film generated mostly positive reviews, with many critics reserving praise for her performance. In his review, A.O. Scott called her a terrific comic actress, largely because of her great expressive range, and the nimbleness with which she can shift from anxiety to aggression to genuine hurt. Charles Taylor of Salon noted that among contemporary teenage actresses, Dunst has become the sunniest imaginable parodist, even though he thought the film had failed to provide her with as good a role as she had either in Dick or in The Virgin Suicides. Jessica Winter from The Village Voice complimented Dunst, stating that her performance was as sprightly and knowingly daft as her turn in Dick, and commenting that provides the only major element of Bring It On that plays as tweaking parody rather than slick, strident, body slam churlishness. Peter Stack of the San Francisco Chronicle, despite giving the film an unfavorable review, commended Dunst for her willingness to be as silly and cloyingly agreeable as it takes to get through a slapdash film. The following year, Dunst had the lead role in the teen comedy Get Over It, 2001. She later explained that one of the reasons for accepting the role was that it gave her the opportunity to sing. Also in 2001, she depicted the late American actress Marion Davis in the period drama The Cat's Meow, directed by Peter Bogdanovich. Derek Ellie of Variety described the film as playful and sporty, saying that this was Dunst's best performance to date. Believable as both a spoiled ingenue and a lover to two very different men, Dunst endows a potentially lightweight character with considerable depth and sympathy. In the Esquire review, Tom Carson called her performance terrific. For her work, she won the Best Actress Silver Ombu category award at the 2002 Mar del Plata Film Festival.
Spider-Man and subsequent work.
In 2002, Dunst co-starred opposite Tobey Maguire in the superhero film Spider-Man, the most successful film of her career to date, where she played Mary Jane Watson, the best friend and love interest of Peter Parker, played by Maguire. The film was directed by Sam Raimi. Owen Gleiberman of Entertainment Weekly remarked on Dunst's ability to lend even the smallest line a tickle of flirtatious music. In the Los Angeles Times review, critic Kenneth Turan noted that Dunst and Maguire made a real connection on screen, concluding that their relationship involved audiences to an extent rarely seen in films. Spider-Man was a commercial and critical success. The movie grossed $114 million during its opening weekend in North America and went on to earn $822 million worldwide. Following the success of Spider-Man, Dunst appeared in the independent drama Levity, 2003, where she had a supporting role. That same year she starred in Mona Lisa Smile, 2003. She was part of an ensemble cast that included Julia Roberts, Maggie Gyllenhaal, and Julia Stiles. The film generated mostly negative reviews, with Manila Dargis of the Los Angeles Times describing it as smug and reductive. She next appeared in the supporting role of Mary Svevo in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, 2004, alongside Jim Carrey, Kate Winslet, and Tom Wilkinson. The latter film received very positive reviews, with Entertainment Weekly describing Dunst's subplot as nifty and clever. The movie grossed $72 million worldwide. The success of the first Spider-Man film led Dunst to reprise the role in the 2004 sequel, Spider-Man 2. The movie was well received by critics and a financial success, setting a new opening weekend box office record for North America. With revenue of $783 million worldwide, it was the second highest grossing film in 2004. Also in 2004, she portrayed a rising tennis player in the Wimbledon Championships opposite Paul Bettany, who played a fading former tennis star in the romantic comedy Wimbledon. Reception for the movie was mixed, but many critics enjoyed Dunst's performance. Claudia Puig of USA Today reported that the chemistry between Dunst and Bettany was potent, with Dunst doing a fine job as a sassy and self-assured player. In 2005, she co-starred as flight attendant Claire Colburn alongside Orlando Bloom, in Cameron Crowe's tragicomedy Elizabethtown. A film premiered at the 2005 Toronto Film Festival. Dunst revealed that working with Crowe was enjoyable, but more demanding than she had expected. The movie garnered mixed reviews, with the Chicago Tribune rating it 1 out of 4 stars and describing Dunst's portrayal of a flight attendant as cloying. It was a box office disappointment. Dunst's next film role was the title character in the 2006 biographical film Marie Antoinette. Adapted from Antonia Fraser's book Marie Antoinette, The Journey, the film was Dunst's second with director Sofia Coppola. The movie was screened at a special presentation at the 2006 Cannes Film Festival, and was reviewed favorably. International revenues were $45 million out of $60 million overall. In 2007 she reprised her role as Mary Jane Watson in Spider-Man 3. In contrast to the previous two films' positive reviews, Spider-Man 3 was met with a mixed reception by critics. Nonetheless, with a total worldwide gross of $891 million, it stands as the most commercially successful film in the series and Dunst's highest-grossing film to the end of 2008. Having initially signed on for 3 Spider-Man films, she revealed that she would do a 4th, but only if Raimi and Maguire also returned. In January 2010, it was announced that the fourth film was cancelled and that the Spider-Man film series would be restarted, therefore dropping Dunst, Maguire, and Raimi from the franchise. In 2008, Dunst co-starred opposite Simon Pegg in How to Lose Friends and Alienate People, an adaptation of the memoir of the same name by former Vanity Fair contributing editor Toby Young. After she signed on to the film, she revealed that she had joined the project because Pegg was scheduled to appear in it. Since 2010, Dunst's work has included directing the short film Bastard, which premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival in 2010, and was later featured at the 2010 Cannes Film Festival. Her next role was a leading role opposite Ryan Gosling in the crime film All Good Things, 2010, in which she portrays a woman from a rundown neighborhood who goes missing. The feature received reasonable reviews, and earned $640,000 worldwide. Together with Brian Geraghty, she appeared in Carlos Cuarón's short film The Second Bakery Attack, an adaptation of Haruki Murakami's short story of the same name. In 2011, Dunst starred in Lars von Trier's drama film Melancholia as a depressed woman at the end of the world. The film, which also stars Charlotte Gainsbourg, Kiefer Sutherland and Charlotte Rampling, premiered at the 2011 Cannes Film Festival. The film received positive reviews and Dunst was singled out for praise. Stephen Loeb of Southampton Patch wrote, "This film has brought the best out of von Trier, as well as his star. Dunst is so good in this film, playing a character unlike any other she has ever attempted. Even if the film itself were not the incredible work of art that it is, Dunst's performance alone would be incentive enough to recommend it." Sukhdev Sandhu wrote from Cannes in the Daily Telegraph that Dunst is exceptional, so utterly convincing in the lead role, trouble, serene, of Fear Savant, that it feels like a career breakthrough. Dunst won several awards for her performance, including the Best Actress Award at Cannes and the Best Actress Award from the U.S. National Society of Film Critics. Dunst has signed on to appear in Sweet Relief as peace activist Mala Rozika, a U.S. relief worker killed by a suicide bomb in Baghdad. She has expressed interest in playing the role of Blondie frontwoman Debbie Harry in Michel Gondry's upcoming biographical film about the band. In 2012, Dunst appeared in Juan Diego Solana's science fiction romance film Upside Down co-starring Jim Sturgis. She starred in the comedy Bachelorette, produced by Will Ferrell and Adam McKay. She played Camille in the 2012 film, On the Road, based on Jack Kerouac's novel of the same name. She made a cameo appearance in the short feature Fight for Your Right Revisited. It premiered at the 2011 Sundance Film Festival. Reports have stated that she would join Clive Owen and Orlando Bloom in the international thriller Cities. In January 2014, Dunst began filming Jeff Nichols' science fiction drama Midnight Special, with Michael Shannon and Joel Edgerton.
Music.
Dunst made her singing debut in the 2001 film Get Over It, performing two songs written by Mark Scheiman. She also lent her voice to the end credits of The Cat's Meow, singing Henry Creamer and Turner Layton's jazz standard After You've Gone. In Spider-Man 3, she sings two songs as part of her role as Mary Jane Watson, one during a Broadway performance, and one as a singing waitress in a jazz club. Dunst revealed that she recorded the songs earlier and later lip-synced to it when filming began. She also appeared in the music videos for Savage Garden's I Knew I Loved You, Beastie Boys' Make Some Noise, and R.E.M's We All Go Back to Where We Belong, and she sang two tracks, This Old Machine, and Summer Day, on Jason Schwartzman's 2007 solo album Night Timing. In an interview with The Advertiser, Dunst explained that she has no plans to follow the steps of other actors who release albums, saying, "Definitely not. No way. It worked when Barbra Streisand was doing it, but now it's a little cheesy, I think. It works better when singers are in movies." Dunst starred as the magical Princess Majoko in the Takashi Murakami and MCG-directed short Akihabara Majoko Princess singing a cover of Turning Japanese. This was shown at the Poplife exhibition in London's Tate Modern Museum. It shows Dunst prancing around Akihabara, a crowded shopping district in Tokyo. The exhibition was held from October 1, 2009 to January 17, 2010 in London.
Personal life.
Dunst was treated for depression in early 2008 at the Cirque Lodge Treatment Center in Utah. She explained that she had been feeling low in the 6 months before her admission. In late March she checked out of the treatment center and began filming All Good Things. In May she went public with this information in order to highlight the struggle faced by so many other successful women and to dispel false rumors that had been very painful for her friends and family. She has also gone public detailing her sedate lifestyle, and the fact that she has a single apartment in New York with one bedroom. Dunst dated actor Jake Gyllenhaal from 2002 to 2004. In 2012, she began dating her on-the-road co-star Garrett Hedlund.
Citizenship.
She gained German citizenship in 2011 and now holds dual citizenship with Germany and the United States.
Politics.
Dunst supported Democratic candidate John Kerry for the 2004 U.S. presidential election. 4 years later, she supported Democrat Barack Obama in the 2008 presidential election. Dunst revealed that she supported Obama from the beginning of the presidential campaign. In support of this, she directed and narrated a documentary entitled Why Tuesday, explaining the United States tradition of voting on Tuesdays. Dunst explained that Tuesday is not a holiday, and one of the lowest democratic countries in voter turnout. She felt it important to influence people in a positive way to vote on November 4.
Charity work.
Her charity work includes participation with the Elizabeth Glaser Pediatric AIDS Foundation, in which she helped design and promote a necklace, for which all proceeds from sales went to the Glaser Foundation. She also has helped with breast cancer awareness. In September 2008 she participated in the Stand Up to Cancer telethon, to help raise funds to accelerate cancer research. On December 5, 2009, she participated in the telethon in Mexico, to help raise funds to treat cancer and children rehabilitation.
Filmography. Television. Discography.
1994, For the Beauty of the Earth featuring Trinai Alvarado and Claire Danes, Little Women, original motion picture soundtrack. 1999, Spit It Out featuring Allison Janney, Drop Dead Gorgeous, motion picture soundtrack. 2001, Dream of Me, and The Girl Inside Get Over It, music from Miramax motion picture. 2002, After You've Gone The Cat's Meow original motion picture soundtrack. 2007, The Soul Machine, and Summer Day Night Timing by Coconut Records.